What's up, everybody, and welcome back once again. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing an NFL Divisional Round preview. So last week, I did the wild card predictions. I went 6-0. I picked every game correct. Hadn't made a video since the wild card game. So real quick, let me just give a little quick reaction to each of the games. So the Bengals Raiders game, Bengals got it done. Bengals defense played very well. And then the Bills Patriots. I picked the Bills to win, but I did not expect the Patriots just to get dominated as they did. But I still think the Patriots have a bright future. I think they'll learn from this. Mac Jones is still young. I think things will get rolling for them. Then the Buccaneers and Eagles game. That game, I expected that one to get out of hand. It did, and then the Eagles made it a little bit more respectable. The 49ers and Cowboys game had a wild ending. A lot of people are blaming Mike McCarthy. In my opinion, it's really just on Dak, that final play. I mean, you gotta slide earlier, or at the very least, you gotta know to give the ball to the ref, not to your own player. So, I blame that on Dak. But at the end of the day, I think the Niners were the better team. They dominated them throughout most of the game. I think the Niners deserved to win that game more. Then the Chiefs and the Steelers. Chiefs got off to a slow start, then just blew them away for the next 3 quarters. I was very happy to see that. And then the Monday night game, the Cardinals just got shellacked by the Rams. I was not expecting that. I picked the Rams to win, but I didn't think it would be a blowout like that. But yeah, that's my reaction to that. I hadn't made a video since that. But yeah, so now I'm just gonna give my picks for the divisional round. I'm 6-0 so far in the playoffs. Let's see how I do now. So first game, Bengals at Titans. Derrick Henry is supposed to be back for this game. This game is going to be pretty interesting to see how this plays out. For the Bengals, this is a tough matchup for the Bengals, in my opinion, because the Bengals' run defense, statistically it's okay, but it doesn't have a lot of playmakers in that front seven or run stuffers. And they're going to be going up against Derrick Henry, who's going to be back. He might be a little bit rusty, but even though there's still Dante Foreman. So, the Bengals front seven, I think, is going to struggle to stop the run. They struggle to stop the run a lot. And to then add to that, they're going up against a heavy run team that's good at running, which means I think the Titans are going to be able to control this clock pretty well. The Titans' passing game may be slowed down a bit, and then on the other side of the field, the Titans have a secondary that can at least slow down the Bengals' passing attack. So I think in that sense, it's a bad matchup for the Bengals. I still think it will be a very close game, but I got the Titans winning it 31-28. But it would not surprise me if the Bengals were to win. And the 49ers at the Packers. Look, I've been going back and forth on this game all week long. I really am having trouble picking somebody here. The 49ers, their offense is going to have to step up against this Packers defense. There's no doubt about it, because I don't think the 49ers offense is going to limit the Packers. The 49ers defense is going to limit the Packers offense as well as they would like, because if you think about it, there's Devontae Adams and Randall Cobb. Josh Norman is not going to be able to cover Randall Cobb on the one-on-ones, and neither is the and then whoever's on Randall Cobb is going to have a trouble too. So I think the 49ers, once again, like against the Cowboys, are going to have to, like I said, they're going to have to do a good zone scheme. And I think they're pretty much going to have to do a good zone scheme throughout the rest of their season, because they really just do not have a good secondary. And from here on out, they're going to be facing some very good receiving corps, regardless of who wins the games. But in this matchup in particular, this is a rivalry game. Aaron Rodgers, I believe, is 0-3 in the playoffs against the 49ers. Yes, he's 0-3. He lost twice. He lost in 2013, 2014. He lost in 2012. He lost in 2013. And then he lost again in 2019. Jimmy Garoppolo is playing through a shoulder injury and a thumb injury. He's very banged up. Look, this game could really go either way. The 49ers cannot make mistakes and churn the ball over in this game, or they will not win. It's going to be a high-scoring game, I believe. I'm going to pick the 49ers to get the win, 31-30. and this is going to be one heck of a dogfight. Then the Rams at the Buccaneers. So these two teams played earlier in the year, all the way back in week 3, early in the year. Obviously, the Rams won that one 34-24. You know, there's one bad factor here for the Buccaneers. You know, they have a banged up offensive line. Ryan Kelly, Tristan Wirfs, those guys are going to be playing through injuries. And they're going to be going up against a fearsome pass rush in the likes of Aaron Donald and Von Miller. So if they're banged up and they're having to guard Von Miller and Aaron Donald, you know, those guys are going to penetrate some pressure. And we all know Tom Brady isn't very mobile. So that could be a really bad news. And I think if this offensive line isn't, you know, holding the fort and Donald and Miller start getting in a rhythm, I think the Rams have a legitimate shot at winning this game. And then to add to it, you know, Mike Evans is really the last one standing of that Buccaneers receiving corps, which means Jalen Ramsey's going to be following him around all game. And they're going to be able to double team Ramsey. So, yeah, then there's still Gronkowski, but I think this Buccaneers offense, we're going to see them struggle. The Bucs are definitely going to struggle in this game. I'm very confident with that. But then on the other side of the ball, I think the Rams' running attack is going to be very limited. And Matthew Stafford's going to have to step in there and make the throws under pressure because that pass rush is going to be coming in. But he does have the weapons to do so. So, you know, matchup-wise, I think the Buccaneers are outmanned here. I really do. I think the Buccaneers are in a bad spot for their offense and somewhat bad of a spot for their defense. So, I mean, I think the Rams right now match up better against them. But still, this is Tom Brady we're talking about going up against Matthew Stafford, who's coming off of his first playoff win in over 10 years of being in the league. So, am I really going to trust a Matthew Stafford-led team over a Tom Brady-led team? Nah, I'm picking the Bucs. I mean, I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I got the Buccaneers winning it 26-23, but you know, it's just because really the quarterback matchups and just the experience level of the team. But at the same time, it's like the Rams win across the board in this matchup. So, but we'll see how it all plays out. And then the Bills at my Kansas City Chiefs, rematch of last year's AFC Championship game and a rematch of earlier this year. You know, the Mahomes versus Allen rivalry right now is sitting at 2-1. Mahomes is up 2-1, and Allen won the most recent one. But that was a lot different back then. Now we're in the playoffs. Let's see who has the bigger hand in the playoffs. But another thing to look out for in this game is, obviously, we all know Buffalo's run defense is terrible, and they really have trouble stopping the run. So I think a big boost for the Chiefs in this game is they're going to be getting their starting running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, back. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has missed the last couple of games, and with him coming back, it's huge, because without Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the Chiefs don't have a clear front RB1. Yeah, I know Jerick McKinnon had a big game, but I don't see him as a pure runner that we can give him 20 carries to. So with Helaire coming back as our number one running back, we're going to be able to exploit that weak run defense of the Bills better. So Helaire coming back is a huge boost. Without Helaire, this game becomes a lot more tougher because it would have been harder to run and you would have been forced to pass more often against the Bills' strength, even though you do have a great passing game. Now they can exploit the run defense, make them have to press the box, and then they can take the shots deep with Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, and obviously you've got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. So I think it's a good matchup for the Chiefs in that sense. And then the Bills on their side of the ball, their running game for them should be, you know, about average, I would say, maybe a little below average, depending on if they stick with it throughout the game. The Chiefs don't have their number 3 corner, Rashad Fenton, but I don't think that's the biggest issue for the Chiefs. I think the main thing is they just need L'Jarius Sneed to be able to at least slow down Diggs if he's guarding him a lot. We know the Chiefs like to run a lot of man-to-man, regardless of the situation. They like to blitz a lot, so they got to contain Josh Allen from getting out of the pocket. I think this was going to be a very tight game, just like all these other games. but I got my Chiefs winning it 31-24. But let me know down in the comment section down below. Who do you guys think is going to win some of these games, and what the score is going to be in your opinion. But yeah, can't wait to see how all these games unfold. It starts tomorrow, and yeah, like always, make sure to subscribe and sack that like button, and I'll see you guys next.